What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. Today, we are going to review an Evercade cart. This cart I actually bought about, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. I mentioned it in another video, and I said that I wasn't real impressed with it at the time. But since then, I've invested some hours into this, so I can give you a pretty good, honest review on it now. I am going to do a re-review, in a month or two when I put even more time into it, and I can let you know if anything has changed. But the cart I am talking about is the Sunsoft Collection 2. This has 7 games on it, and they range anything from 8-bit, 16-bit to 32-bit. So, pretty cool. The 7 games on here are Blaster Master, Enemy Below, Euphoria, the Saga. I can't even pronounce the damn word right today. I don't know what my deal is. But Days Before Christmas, Arrow the Acrobat 2, Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel, Primitive Princess, and Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors. So I'm going to show you a little bit of gameplay of each of these games, and I'll let you know what I think of them. And then at the end, I will give this cart a grade. So let's jump into these 7 games, shall we? The first game we are going to take a look at is Blaster Master Enemy Below. Now, I have never played this version of Blaster Master. I'm pretty sure this was either on the Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance. I think it might have been the Advance, but either way, the reason I haven't played it is because those are 2 handhelds I never owned, and I owned a lot of Nintendo stuff, but those 2, never owned, so naturally I never played this. But I had a really good time with this because I'm a big Blaster Master fan anyway, and I thought this was pretty cool, very similar to the original, very, very similar, but I did enjoy this. It was pretty refreshing seeing that this is the first game that I played on the cart, and right off the bat, I love this game. This is a really cool game. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. Next, we have Days Before Christmas. Now, I don't even know what to think of this game. I didn't hate this game, but I didn't like it either. I mean, I guess it's a time killer. There's nothing really special about the game. I mean, it looks good, but that's about it. I mean, it plays decent, but the game itself is just kind of boring. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Arrow the Acrobat, only you play as Santa. So, not really much I can say about this game. I guess it's just okay. And speaking of Arrow the Acrobat, this is Arrow the Acrobat 2. Now, Sunsoft has a lot of good games. Arrow the Acrobat is not one of them. And Arrow the Acrobat 2, yeah, it follows the same footsteps. It's just not a good game. I don't really know why they put this game on there. I mean, I get it. They put the first one on Collection 1, so why not put the second on Collection 2? Well, I don't know. Me personally, I can't stand Arrow the Acrobat. I think it plays awful. I think it's just a stupid game. I mean, this one looks a little better than the first one, but it's still just a dumb game in my mind anyway. The next game is Euphoria, the Saga. Now, when I first started playing this game, I did not like it. I can honestly say I thought it was just awful, but the more I played it and the more I learned a little bit of the mechanics of the game, I started liking it. This isn't a bad game at all. It's not an awesome game, it's not a banger or anything like that, but it's a pretty decent little game, and it's challenging. There's a lot of challenge to it, but I don't know. I think the more I play this, the more I may like it. So we'll see in the re-review. So right now I can say this isn't a bad game, but it is a good game. The next game is Galaxy Fight Universal Warriors. If Evercade has a very weak point it is picking out good fighting games. This game absolutely sucks. The controls suck. It's just not a fun game at all. It's almost as if they wanted to try to find a worse game than Arrow the Acrobat. Well, they succeeded with Primitive Princess. This game is fucking stupid. Keep this bullshit off these carts. I cannot stand these games. And the last game on the cart is Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. Now this is a game I really wanted to like. I think it looks really cool. It's just the fact that it plays horrible, and gameplay is a big thing. It's very touchy. The controls are just really janky, and I can't get into games when the controls are bad. So yeah, this game, I'm not gonna say it's completely horrible or anything like that, but it's not good either. So, take it as you will. So there you have it. There's all 7 games on this Sunsoft 2 collection cart. And, I'm kind of disappointed just because of the fact that I love Sunsoft. I think they have a awesome library of games, but the last, collection 1 and 2, they definitely didn't put their best on there. And I don't know who decides what games are going to go on there. I know it has something to do with licensing and stuff. And obviously you can tell by the product, the easier license is to get, the worse the games are, because there aren't many good games on here. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a total flop or anything, because Blaster Master, a lot of fun. Euphoria is growing on me. So, that's keeping it up there. What is it? Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. It has potential. I think that game does have potential. I mean, it looks beautiful. It really does look beautiful. I just don't like the way it plays. The controls are way too touchy. It's just, that can ruin a game right there. It can look phenomenal. Any game can look phenomenal. If it doesn't control well, it ruins the game. And then, like I said, that Primitive Princess, man, they gotta quit putting shit like that on these carts. This is just my opinion personally. I know there's probably a lot of people that like games like that, but man, I do not get excited over carts when I see games like that. Especially from, like the Game Boy or something like that. And Game Boy had a lot of good games on it. That's not one of them. Man, that game was fucking stupid. I had like the worst time playing that game. Probably, I'm going to say Primitive Princess is probably in my top 3 like worst games that I've played on the Evercade. I cannot stand that game. It was fucking dumb. But, Blaster Master I thought was good enough to keep it from a failing grade, and Euphoria really helped out too, because I think that's really going to grow on me. I haven't completed that game yet, but it is growing on me, so I'm anxious to see if my grade, which I'm about to share, will change by the time the re-review comes, because by that time I will have Euphoria completed. But that game is actually pretty fun. I mean, you have to give it a chance, because at first, like I said, when I first started playing it, I was like, man, this game is stupid as hell. So, just those 2 games alone, it kept it from failing, and I think it kept it from being, it helped it be a little bit better than like the, Interplay, because, those only have like 2 good games on them too. Boogerman and Earthworm Jim. So I am going to grade this. I'm going to give it a C. And that's being kind of generous, to be honest. Because, Blaster Master is, I do love it, but it's not like awesome. It's not like real awesome or anything. And Euphoria, like I said, right now I think it's okay. But, it could be great by the time I finish it. Who knows? So, yeah, if you happen to like some of these games that I was bashing, don't take it personally, man. We all have our own preferences when it comes to games, but that Primitive Princess is fucking dog shit. Just total fucking dog shit. Keep that shit away from me. That's why I was so hesitant on buying this cart, because I remember seeing a preview with that game on. I was like, oh my god, that game looks horrible. I can't believe they're doing that, but whatever, man. Hopefully, if Sunsoft makes the Collection 3, they'll put some good titles on it. You know, especially with like these Giga carts coming out. Hey, maybe Blaze will get some more money and they can get better licenses. I mean, that's all I can hope for, because I don't want to see any more of that bullshit. So, hey, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next episode or video, can't talk today, game on.